This week for Tactical Tuesday, we're going to discuss why upgrading the charging handle is something you may want to do after getting your first AR-15. So continuing our Getting Back to the Basics series for Tactical Tuesday, this week we're going to discuss another potentially very helpful upgrade that you can do to your AR-15. It's a very simple upgrade and something that can make a pretty big world of difference when you're running and using your AR-15, and that's upgrading your charging handle. So again, much like how we discussed last week, how the standard A2 pistol grip is one that works well and has done so for a long time, but that can definitely benefit from being upgraded. Much like that pistol grip, the standard mil-spec charging handle that you'll find on many common AR-15s is something that kind of leaves a lot to be desired. While functionally it gets the job done and it does work, it doesn't do so particularly well. I mean, yes, it does work. They've been used for a long time, but you can definitely do better than the standard mil-spec charging handle. So for that reason, we wanted to discuss some of our favorite charging handles that we offer here at the shop. So as can be seen here, the standard mil-spec charging handle for an AR-15 is pretty small, at least when in comparison to some of the aftermarket options that are available. And what makes it challenging when compared to some of these other charging handles is that because it is very small, under high stress situations, when it comes to manipulating the charging handle as well as the bolt of the AR-15, it can be kind of difficult due to its extremely rounded off edges. Under high stress situations, if your hands are wet or sweaty or anything like that, it's pretty easy to accidentally glance off of the charging handle and not be able to get on and get a good purchase of that charging handle, resulting in, more frustration and other things like that. It's particularly prevalent if you get a malfunction in the firearm, something that you kind of need to, lock the bolt to the rear, clear out any double feeds or issues like that. But having the charging handle being quite small can be kind of a hindrance. The other times that it's kind of a pain in the butt is if you mount a scope or different accessories to the top rail of your AR-15. Not that you can't articulate the charging handle with a scope, you very much can do so, but it's not ideal. Because it is such a small little ledge and latch, getting in there, especially with a scope on the gun, can be pretty tricky. So upgrading it to something like the Radiant Raptor that I have here makes life a lot easier, especially if you need to run the charging handle with your non-dominant hand or your shooting hand. It allows you to really get behind that charging handle, aggressively rack it to the rear if you need to, and just maintain good control of the firearm itself. And by swapping out the charging handle to something that has a larger latch on both sides really does make the job a lot easier, especially if you are left-handed or right-handed. Another thing to consider when looking for a good aftermarket charging handle is, do you plan to put a suppressor on your AR-15? Because if you do, there are quite a few options available on the market of charging handles that are specifically designed to help mitigate or divert the gas blowback that you'll notice when shooting a suppressed AR-15. A couple of the ones that do a very good job of that is the Griffin Armament Snatch and the Radiant Raptor SD. Both those charging handles do a pretty fantastic job of helping to divert those gases away from the shooter when shooting a suppressed AR-15. But if you're never planning on suppressing the AR, it may not be worth the extra dollars to get those types of charging handles because typically they do cost a little bit more. But if you are going to suppress your AR-15, it's definitely a useful tool to have on your AR-15 because it will help mitigate some of the gas blowback that you'll notice. And we actually did a whole video talking specifically about those charging handles. We went through and compared a couple of the ones that we carry here in the shop. I'll go ahead and put a link in the bio of this video so you can go over there and check that out because we really think you'll like the information that you find there. So with those factors in mind, is it actually worth upgrading your charging handle? There's a lot of things you can do to an AR-15, and is it actually necessary to dump, approximately 80 bucks into an aftermarket charging handle? Well, in my opinion and in my experience, it is worth it. The standard mil-spec charging handles, again, while they do technically function, they're not very fun to use. So if you're looking to do a simple upgrade to your AR-15, something that really can make quite a bit of a difference if you're going to get out there and be doing some training with that AR-15, the charging handle, much like the pistol grip, is something that you really ought to look into upgrading. Maybe that AR-15 that you got already has a good charging handle on there, so then don't upgrade it. Put that money towards something else, like a good trigger or a better optic. But if you are running a standard mil-spec charging handle, it is something to definitely consider doing, as I do believe that it will help you become a better shooter, as it can just allow you to manipulate the firearm much more efficiently. And here at the shop, we actually have quite a few different aftermarket charging handles available. So regardless of the type of shooting that you plan on doing, we can definitely help you find one that's going to suit your needs. Some of the favorites that we have here at the shop is, obviously the Radian Raptors are awesome. We love the Griffin armament snatches charging handles. We've got quite a few different styles of the Aero Precision charging handles. We've got some by Battle Arms. Man, we've got probably about a half a dozen different styles of charging handles here that we can help find one that both aesthetically fits the look you're trying to go for, but more importantly, the functionality that you're trying to achieve with your AR-15. So guys, as always, if you have any questions about what type of part you should put on your AR-15, or if you're needing a little bit of help or guidance kind of navigating through the seemingly endless amount of accessories that you can put on your rifle, please don't hesitate to give us a call. We're more than happy to help you figure out what's going to suit your needs and help you get into and set up your rifle properly. And guys, if you have any questions, by all means, always feel free to give us a call. Stop by the shop. We love spending that time with you in person and helping you find the perfect firearm or accessory for you. And as always, until next week, continue to train hard, train smart, and guys, God bless you.